I mean, I guess I'll open by saying, I guess all of you heard the news today. It's been a great partnership, even just from the beginning. Being able to have a company that really cares about being able to grow the sport of swimming and the input that Bob and I both have on moving forward and getting better products and better suits and better caps and goggles, I think is something that's very exciting for the both of us. And also being able to come back to this meet. First time in a couple years, first time back at this pool in a couple years, I think is something that I'm looking forward to. And tomorrow is a little different start than we have had in the past, starting with the 100 free, and it'll just be interesting to see how the rest of the week plays out after that.
Okay.
All right, no questions from Tom.
Michael, you thinking, presuming you make the Pan-Pac team, of going there and maybe trying the 200 free or another event that is not on your calendar here?
I mean, we really have no idea. I mean, this will be the first time to really swim, I guess, this many events at this level. First time being shaved since the Olympics. And I have a lot more hair than I did then, so I think that could be a little different feeling. I mean, I have no idea what we would add, if we would add anything. That would be up to Bob.
We have to kind of see what the quality of his times are and that kind of thing.
That's more his call than mine, I think, at this point.
Michael, what event feels best to you right now in this comeback, or what stroke feels best?
I mean, I can say probably the 100 fly feels the best. Just sort of comfort.
The only thing he's done. No.
Yeah, pretty much.
His main thing he's done.
That's what I've done, yeah. What I've raced the most since I've come back, and felt pretty good yesterday on the water, and hopefully I can hit a turn this time, and not botch a wall like I have in the past couple races.
And a follow to that, the work you've done in the weight room, how has that changed, if at all, how your butterfly feels and how that 100 feels?
I don't really know how to answer that. I mean, I guess we really haven't done too much different stuff. I guess trying to work on more explosive stuff. Keenan's really got us doing like shorter and faster reps. Other than that, I really don't know. It's really much changed. Feels the same, yeah. Pretty similar.
It looks the same. Fortunately.
Keep the floor. So Bob, Bruce Gemmell was in here and talked about how he can listen to Katie's stroke and know whether she's swimming well or not. And as a music major, can you relate to that with Michael? And is there a difference now does he sound different in the water now than he did before?
I can relate to that a little bit. It also, you have to catch them at the right time. Now I have a big group. You don't rarely get them by themselves, so you can, hear them. I would say things are a little different, but not that much. If you ever read the book, The Talent Code, there's a lot of myelin wrapped around those, firing patterns. So he's pretty much the same, I think your stroke's pretty much the same. Might not be as well conditioned, but they will be.
At its best, how would you describe what his strokes sounded like?
Well, the thing that I like most about Michael is all of his strokes, when he's going well, they're very quiet. So if you just hear his hand just slipping in the water, that's usually really good. If you hear a big splash or clunking, that's not so good. Yeah.
Hey, Michael, why did you decide to come back to swimming? And was there a definitive moment that, like a day or a moment, you're like, I'm going to come back, and anything that really moved you to come back?
I mean, after spending so much time out of the water, it was just I found myself kind of really out of shape. And I decided just to hop in the water and just to splash around, just to try to get some activity. And I mean, I was golfing a lot, but to be honest, besides that, I wasn't doing anything else. So I just decided to splash, whether it be 1,000 or 1,500 here and there. And then I called Bob, and I was just like, well, we had talked and decided to take it slow and just see what would happen. Like I said, I've said 100 times, really, probably more since my first meet back, that I'm just enjoying myself. Being able to have the group that we have now, and to be able to come to work out and not have Bob, sort of, I've said it before, like pulling teeth and pulling hair, and trying to get me into the water. It's kind of been sort of my choice on what I've done and when I've wanted to come and when I've done this and when I've done that. So I think it's just worked a lot easier, and it's fun. It is enjoyable for me to be able to be back in the water and to be able to race at this level again. So I am excited to be back here at Nationals and excited to get the meet started.
And just to follow up, Michael, do you feel any different about the sport now in your comeback than all the years that you were swimming before? Is there anything that you're noticing more, or feels different to you at all?
Not really. I mean, I still have goals and things that I want to achieve, and I enjoy competing more than anything else. So, I really don't see too much changes in I guess, between now and then.
Yeah, Michael, what's the timetable for you to start racing in the new suit? When will everything be ready to go?
I'll be able to wear the new suit at the beginning of the year in January.
Yeah.
They've gone through all the FINA approvals, and we're just trying to work on some of the little small things and some sizing things that we found last week when we were working together.
Nick Sicardi, NBC Sports. Michael, have you ever met Usain Bolt?
No.
Is that something you would like to do, maybe at Olympics before you guys both retire?
I mean, sure. I mean, you definitely would want to meet the fastest man in the world. I've never really. Did you say? I don't even know if he stays in the village, to be honest. Normally, you see athletes that you pass, you say hello to. I've never seen him, never walked past him. I don't know.
From one kind of elite athlete to another, what do you make of him? Just the electricity the guy has. I don't know if you see at races, he does like 45-minute victory laps where everybody wants selfies with him. Obviously, it's different from swimming, but
Right.
What do you make of the guy?
Obviously, he's a very talented athlete. He's the fastest man to ever walk the earth. I don't really know what else to say.
Mike, you said a couple of races you've tensed up a little bit.
Yeah.
Why and when was the last time you can remember having that problem?
I'm not sure I really ever had that problem.
Never had it.
So I think that's just something that I probably just need to realize more, just to keep myself relaxed and just really just go out and do what I know that I can do and stay focused on what I'm doing and not what anybody else is doing. So I think that's something that I've never seen, and Bob had noticed and said something to me after Atlanta. So just being able
And
to
it was
stay
only in
relaxed.
one race in
It was
Atlanta.
100 free, and that's
100
it. So
He just got real serious, right? Like,
just
warming
too
up like
intense,
this.
and it was just like, I just don't need to do that. I mean, I've been able to stay so relaxed and swam better relaxed.
He had to take on the French. He was getting nervous.
So your signature event is going to be run tomorrow. You own that race for so long.
The 100 free? No, I'm just kidding.
200
200
fly.
fly. No. I was like, wait a minute, what?
However
like,
happy
which
you
race?
are not to be in that race, is it a sort of surreal feeling to watch it go on without you?
I mean, it's kind of wild. I was telling Bob this the other day, that it's kind of crazy if you look at the times that are swimming, I guess, in the world right now. I can still remember Malchow destroying me going 155 flat over and over and over again, before I made the 2000 Olympic team, or I guess
Right after.
right
too.
after the 2000 Olympic team. And I guess the fastest time in the world is like 154 high. So it's kind of wild to see that it hasn't really changed that much. But it'll be interesting just to be able to watch. We have two guys that I train with that are swimming the 200, three guys, right? Three of them? Chase, Tom, and Tom?
Yeah. No. Just
Chase.
Chase and Tom. Oh, you Tommy? Yeah, three.
Tommy.
Tommy. Yeah.
Tommy.
We got like three.
So we have three
Toms.
guys tomorrow that are racing in it. So it'll be fun to watch. I've been able to help Tom a little bit, just looking at stroke and just kind of helping him a little bit, along the way of I guess, helping him in workout, encouraging him in workout. So it'll be fun to see what they go out and they do tomorrow. It is nice not being in that race, I will say that. No, I haven't
I'm
done
not
any-
doing that.
I haven't-
That race requires certain things that we haven't done for
Yeah, I
like
haven't-
6 years.
I haven't done much training for that race, so I don't think I'm
It's kind of smoke and mirrors in London, as you saw.
anywhere close to be able to swim that race at the level that I want to swim it at, or I would want to swim it at.
Michael, if you could go back 10 years to the kid who was getting ready for his first big Olympics, where you were, on top of the world, what are things that have changed the most in terms of diet, preparation, being on the deck, just something that you did then that you wouldn't do now, or just something that strikes you as the most different?
I'll say the biggest thing really when I came back that I would say that changed was probably my diet.
Yeah.
When I was 30 pounds overweight, when I was 30 pounds heavier than I am now when I got back in the water, it was different because I was eating whatever I wanted, and I wasn't exercising. But, I knew that to be able to get back into the shape where I wanted to be in, that some things did have to change, and I did have to start putting, better, cleaner product, cleaner, I guess, food into my system. I actually went through a phase where I cut out red meat for 6 months, just to see what it would do. I was eating more chicken and more fish and more salads, just eating cleaner and fresher. I saw a little bit of a difference, and I've started sort of gradually adding red meat a little bit here and there back into my system. But other than that, that's probably the biggest change that I could see. Back then I was eating all fast food, any fast food. It didn't matter. I was at that age, I could eat anything, and it would be burnt off instantly. So now it's just always paying attention of what I'm putting into my body.
Well, I'm sorry, just a quick follow-up. When was the 6-month period when you didn't have the red meat?
I pretty much just ended it. It was just something that I tried just to see what really it would do.
Michael, what are you swimming in here? What kind of equipment? That's one question. And the other question, are you actually a little bit ahead of where you thought you might be at this point? Your butterfly times have been pretty good. Are you pleasantly surprised?
The first question was, what am I swimming here? Is that what you said?
What equipment are you wearing here?
I'm wearing my Aquasphere cap and goggles. Suit, I'm not quite sure yet. I think I don't really know.
He's been kind of alternating. I think he just decides on the day what he's going to wear.
And then, no, I feel like it could be, obviously it could be better, it could be worse. I think over the last, really since Colorado, I think it's been pretty decent of where I've been training and where I am.
I don't think we really know until after this week. After this week, we'll have a good picture of if he's ahead, behind,
Michael, you said that the butterfly was the stroke where you feel more comfortable. Which is the one where you feel less comfortable at this point?
I don't even know. Freestyle's been off a little bit over the last couple weeks, but
Nage libre.
but no, I don't know.
I wanted to understand.
My freestyle stroke's been a little different, but I don't know. It felt a little off. It felt better today than it has really over the last couple weeks.
It's been off and on. His freestyle's been off and on because I think he's not used. We always did everything for a 200 before, and then 100 kind of came out of that. And now we've been really trying to do it for 100, and it's not. He's just getting used to that. You know what I mean? The tempo and stuff of it. Like you did that first turn today. I said it looked like you're doing a 200. Do another one like 100. That kind of stuff.
And I also would like. Why did you choose to race the 100 back? Because you were not used to do that in the.
I've never really been able to swim any backstroke before at an international meet or a big meet, just because the schedule always conflicts with my other races. So it was kind of a cool area and a cool spot in the meet where we were able to throw in 100 back, and I swam a decent 100 back in Atlanta. So I don't know, something we've never done. Why not try it now?
You like this?
It hurts a lot more. Backstroke always hurts a lot more than really any other stroke. It always destroys your legs, but it's interesting. It's more exciting for me. You know, just having a different event, a fun event that I've never really had the opportunity to swim.
Since you're Michael, since you're not doing the 200 free, is it something you still want to do on the on a relay coming up if you do make Pam Pac's team?
I mean, that's the coach's decision on really who should be on that relay.
But did you think about maybe, hey, I'll do the 200 free just because of the relay, or just do the events you think you'll do the best at?
I mean, that's how we've always done it. We've always just set up our schedule on how we felt most confident and how we think that we can really succeed. So, I mean, if they want to put me on a relay, if I do make the team, then that's their choice. I mean, obviously, I love being on relays and I enjoy being on relays, but I think the coach always makes the best decision for the team.
Michael, the input you'll have on this suit, how does it compare to the input you were able to have on your Speedo suits back in the day?
I mean, Bob and I really have never had the joint, I guess, partnership in being able to have so much input and give so much feedback on some of the small things that we've been able to do so far with Aquasphere. And I think that's something that excites me. You know, being able to have such hands-on interaction with them and really helping them build a product that we think is the best.
Yeah.
And were there talks with Under Armour of getting into this field?
We're still partners with Under Armour, but you know, it's kind of like everybody does their thing. Under Armour's very good at clothing and performance apparel. Other companies are good at making suits. So I think it works well.
Bob, with 2 years out to the Olympics today, I was wondering if there's a period or time you had in mind that you all need to sit down and talk about his intentions for the Olympics?
I think we'll see how it goes this week, and then maybe if there's anything after that, we'll see how that goes, and then, you know, kind of go from there. But we just talked about it yesterday. I think it's a nice little milestone and goes really quickly. You know, it was funny. I was talking with Greg Troy yesterday, and he said, you know, the days can be so long, but the weeks and the months go by really quickly, and that's true. Yeah.
And then I was just wondering how much you two kept in touch during Michael's break, and was
Actually, more than we did when he was swimming.
Is that right?
Yeah, I would send a text, he'd actually respond.
Normally, I just ignore
Normally,
it.
he'd just ignore it. When I was coaching him, you know, I needed some vital information to get through, he'd just like,
Or if he wants to.
Yeah.
If he wants to get a response, he knows how to get one.
yeah, I know how to get one.
He just presses my buttons until I get so ticked off that I just I fire one back at him.
I guess the nature wasn't always about swimming.
No.
Hey, Bob, as Michael's coach, what was it like when you knew he was going to be coming back? What was, you know, what were your feelings?
My feelings were, if he did it for the right reasons, I would support it. And if he didn't, if he was doing it because he was just, like, I don't think he's doing it because he's bored or there's nothing else to do. I think he's doing it because there's some unfinished business he thinks he can accomplish in the pool, you know. And it just sort of grew out of his fitness. And I think the discussion we had was, once it became apparent that he was going to train enough to be able to compete, you know, then what were you going to do and why were you doing it? And I was happy with that. So I didn't really have that much of a problem. When he first came to me, I was like, what is going on? There's no way you should do this, right? Because he was so unhappy going into London. And I haven't seen any of that now, so it's good. I support it.
Then follow up with you, Michael, then what unfinished business do you think you might have? And
How'd I know that was a follow-up question?
I teed it up for you, sorry.
Thanks.
do you have any unfinished business, Michael?
I mean, there are always things that I still want to do and still want to achieve, and you know, that's part of the reason why I'm still here. I'm not going to get out of you're not going to get what it is.
Thanks, guys.
You guys know me too well.
MP, you want to do a quick pick? Not this time, not yet.